Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata49. You may remember that there was a tournament going on, and Bhima and Duryodhana were fighting each other, but it was getting too passionate for an exhibition. Ashwatthama went quietly to the stage and parted the two combatants, who were unwilling to give up. The Guru's commands, however, had to be obeyed. With their eyes reddened with anger, with their looks full of wrath, the two young princes parted. Drona asked Arjuna to appear on the stage. Arjuna looked beautiful as he made his appearance. He was wearing an armor of gold. He held the bow in his right hand. The quivers full of arrows were strapped to his shoulders. His fingers had leather covers to protect them. There was a deafening cheer from all sides when he ascended the stage. The king heard the noise and said, "Vidura, what is that noise? What do the people want?" Vidura smiled and said, "Arjuna, the handsome son of Kunti, has ascended the stage. He is the favorite of all. Looking at him, the crowd has become excited. He's being cheered." The heart of the blind king was burning with jealousy, but hiding it, he spoke words of sweetness praising the sons of Pandu. Kunti had already seated herself with the other ladies of the royal house. She was happy to see her sons excel themselves in all feats. Looking at Arjuna, tears of joy filled her eyes. She felt proud that she was the mother of this beautiful, powerful young man. Life in Hastinapura had made her forget her past miseries to a certain extent. Now that her sons were grown up, her old worries gradually went out of her mind. She lived for her sons and was happy in their happiness. These few years had lulled her into a sense of security. She felt that her sons were safe, that nothing would make them unhappy, or her for that matter. Nothing would happen to make them unhappy. She was sure of it. Arjuna and his brothers were the favorites of the people. Arjuna pleased the people with various feats of archery. Everyone was convinced that there was no one equal to him in the use of bow and arrows. His skill was clearly evident. The arrows poured out of his bow like drops of rain, now one by one, now all together. They could not be seen. So swift was their flight as they coursed through the air. It was a fascinating sight. When all were absorbed in watching Arjuna and his dexterity, the people were startled by a sudden noise. It sounded like the clap of thunder. The earth resounded with the roar. The noise came from somewhere near the gateway. Duryodhana and his brothers turned their faces toward the direction from which the sound came. Has a mountain fallen down? Is the sky suddenly filled with huge black thunderclouds, which are bent on destroying the world? Such were the thoughts that came to the minds of the people. The entire face of the assembly was now turned in the direction of the sound, like a cornfield blown in one direction by a steady breeze. Duryodhana stood up with a mace in his hand, surrounded by his 100 brothers and the others, like Indra surrounded by the lesser gods of the heavens. Arjuna had to stop. All the 5 brothers turned their eyes toward the gateway. The crowd was making way for someone. In a moment, a path could be seen. Someone was approaching. He came nearer. He walked like a lion. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.